if you are really looking for students to kind of create something extremely professional, something for publication, something publication worthy, you would want to do something along the lines of the Type 5. You go through basically all the revision steps, and the Type 5 never dies because you are constantly revising it. And it's no longer just a couple pairs of eyes on it. It's a constant, let's look at this, let's go back, let's revise. What could we do better here? What could I change here? What could I make a little bit easier to understand in this area? And it's a constant evolving process.
Although these aren't assigned very often, I think it's important for teachers to assign these, because put that little pressure, put that little bit of anxiety in a student to make something that is perfect. They're going to be eventually someday maybe filling out applications or writing resumes or submitting something to a boss. And they need to learn what that feels like, to have that little bit of pressure, that little bit of anxiety to get something totally perfect.
So Type 5 should not be assigned a lot, but sometimes they're very important. So in science, in the upper classes especially, we prepare students if they would become a scientist. And if you would become a scientist, you would have to write scientific journals. And to become published is a huge deal in science, but they're just not going to publish anything. So that would be a Type 5 writing. Other people are actually going to read what you are writing, and that's when you should do a Type 5. When somebody else is going to read your writing, so a resume, Type 5 writing, it has to be perfect. Other people are going to see it. Type 5 writing shouldn't be just something that the teacher and the student see, because there's no reason for it to be 100% perfect. Things we do in real life aren't 100% perfect, but if you're going to publish it, if you're going to take it somewhere, show it to people, put it as a presentation somewhere, then that should be a Type 5 writing.
The one I gave was the college application essays, seniors. I think anything that would go out to the public to be published, maybe they're writing an article for the newspaper, or a press release of some sort on a fundraiser a kid has done. Anything where it's going to be in the public eye and not just peer edited or seen by the teacher.
A Type 5 is a great way to do an editorial piece. Or if you're writing an article for a magazine, a newspaper, writing a letter to a senator or a representative, writing a letter to the president. Those are great things that would lend themselves to a Type 5. Anything that you would want to see published in the future, that would be something that would be a Type 5.
Something that maybe you're going to send to a congressman, maybe you're trying to get some kind of legislation changed, some initiative you're trying to put together. Those are the types of things when the public's going to be viewing them and you want the attention of the public, you better make sure it is worthy of their attention. So it's something you don't just walk into, say, I'm going to do it and put it out there. You have to take the time. So it goes from a 3 to a 4, and then all of a sudden I'm going to make it a Type 5, but I got to get a whole bunch of eyes on it, and it's got to be really thoughtfully planned out and purposely put together.
It takes time, is probably the biggest thing. With a Type 5, it definitely takes a fair amount of time. You have to also be pretty comfortable with your knowledge of what a professional publishable paper should look like that you're striving for. Like with science, it's very different than what a literary professional paper publishing would look like. So you have to really be comfortable with what you're expecting, and you have to be able to follow through with it and not back off.
Going into a Type 5 writing, teachers should definitely be comfortable with the fact that their students have to produce perfect, publishable writing. And that's going to really require some patience.
One of the biggest things a teacher should know, I think, going into a Type 5 is know that it's going to take time. I don't think you can do a Type 5 and be rushed, and you have to give yourself plenty of leeway if there's some sort of deadline for your Type 5. These papers are going to be handed back and forth several times. many eyes are going to look at them, and one of the best practices also for students is to put a paper away for a little bit and then look at it. So if you're going to do type 5, give yourself time. It can't be something that is going to be rushed.
They should know it's not going to be a one day and done assignment. It's going to be lots of revisions. Might not be a one day, a 1 week thing, but you're going to want to look at it multiple times. It's going to take some time, maybe even do some things in between, just to give your brain a little bit of break from looking at that one assignment, and then 3 or 4 days later you look at it again and revise it and go back to it. It's going to be a very lengthy process, but it'll be worthwhile if you're actually using it for something outside of your classroom.